Hi, today I'm going to show you how to do a basic skin fade, a fade, whatever you want to call it, you're going to learn to fade. Alright, so I have my model here, and as you can see, he has a very significant amount of growth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a normal fade starting here, and I'm going to fade it from the skin up here. And I'm going to show you how we're going to get started. Quick lesson. Take your clippers and you can bring them down, bring them up, bring them down, bring them up. I call this 0, I call this 0.5, and if you add a number 1 attachment, it is now 1 and 1.5. 1, 1.5. It applies to every single attachment. Like right here, I got a number 2, 2, 2.5, 2, 2.5. Okay, so let's get started. With him, a particular hairstyle or haircut, that I like to use is I go from 3 to 0. And I'm going to show you how. 3, 3.5. 3, 3.5. We're going to put it at 3. Turn it on. Don't be afraid to get the clippers right in there. Trust me. All I'm going to do is I'm going to follow this, because I already have this hair sectioned out. All you're going to do is follow that line. See? You don't have to make it be pretty neat. You do have to make it as polished as possible, but don't be afraid to really get in there. Do it until you cannot bring out any more hair. You can do it sideways and upways and slantways and downways. I call this one the Wonkavator because you can go any way you want, at least for this initial part. So I want to go all around his head. Look, I want you to see this. Right here's where you can really see the difference. I'm going to go in and just go straight down. Straight down. Following what we already have. Alright, so there you go. One difference to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of his hair and I'll be right back. As you can see, this is an example of a hair, of a cut that is not done the right way. You can see he has, little longer pieces, little shorter pieces. So what you want to do is go in there until you can't take out any more hair, at least with this level. There we go. Get right in there. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to look polished. And to me, polish is perfection. So I already took the clippers, went through his entire head. Hope you can see it's even, as even as can be. And if you want, you can even just leave it there. Simple haircut, fine, basic, nothing too fancy. But now here's going to get into the fade. I'm going to use level 0. Remember? 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0. This is where it's going to get not tricky, but you do need to have a pretty steady hand. Here is where you're going to outline how high or low your fade is going to be. He particularly likes his fades to start right at his eyebrow. And just for today, we're going to do a straight across fade, just so it's a little bit easier. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Turn on the clippers. Don't be afraid to get in there. You're not going to cut him. You're fine. Don't worry. You're going to measure where you want your fade to start or end. It can be as high or as low as you want, although you do have to take into consideration the lower you do your fade, it's going to be a little bit harder to blend in at the ears, although it does take practice, but you can do it. You can do this in, what do you want to call it, like a swooping motion. So it's like a little arrow back here, but like I said, today we're just going to do it straight. So instead of taking my clippers like I normally would, I'm going to turn them over and just start sketching at the height of his eyebrow and just start sketching. Just go in and sketch. Just go in and sketch. Just go in and sketch. And I'm going to do that all around the hair. Well, all around the perimeter of his hair. You can do this with any levels you want. Let's say you wanted to do this with levels 1 through 4. You can totally do this. Instead of this being a level 0, it would be a level 1. You can even do it at a level 0.0. All you gotta do is work out the math. Right now I'm doing a 0 to 3 fade. And I'm just going around the perimeter. Try to get it as exact as you can. Don't worry, you can go back and fix it and take your time, because this takes patience. Don't be afraid. My first haircut took me 2.5 hours, and it was just a haircut like this. Now I can cut down the time to 15 to 20 minutes, but it's all a matter of practice. Okay, now I want you to come in so I can show you the ugly line we made. Okay, so I tried to leave it as exact as I could in the perimeter. Like right here, I can see that this one's a little bit lower. So I'm just going to go in there and even that out. Take your time. Look at it from the side. Look at it from the front. And make sure it's okay. Okay. That's as even as I'm going to get it. And I'm going to go in with that same level. And just go in from the bottom. Get rid of all this. We don't need anything that's under the line we just drew. There you go. Like I said, Wonkavator. You do it sideways, you do it slant ways, you do it front ways, you do it back ways. However ways you need to, okay? And I'll be right back when I'm done shaving his hair off. Because we are doing a skin fade, and even if we weren't doing a skin fade, you do have to leave it as uniform as possible. If you're doing a level 1, you want to leave that level 1 as uniform as possible. If you want to do a level 2, you're going to want to leave that level 2 as uniform as possible. Whatever level you're doing, just go ahead. Look, I want to show you the difference between a very well-shaven head, not well-shaven, well-clipped hair. There we go. It's as clean as I can be. Of course, it will look even cleaner once he washes his hair out. And if I just went in with one swipe, this is what it would look like. It looks a bit uneven, so I can go back and just do it. Although these clippers can get hot, I don't know what type you will be using. Just make sure you don't burn your model. Like this one isn't burning yet, it's still warm. So you want to go back in, be gentle. You can go 1, 2, 3 on the rest of his hair. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, but hopefully you're still with me. So now here I have a level 3 and here I have a level 0. It's a very stark difference. It's a very, very stark difference. So what I need to do is I need to fade those two lines so they're non-existent. So I start from the top up. Like if this top part, I did a 3. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go ahead with a 2.5. 2, 2.5. 2, 2.5. I did a 3. I'm going to do a 2.5. And this is where it gets really interesting. So this is where I need you to hold on with me. We're going to erase this line little by little. It is not going to happen instantaneously. You're going to take your clippers and all the motion is right here in your hand. You're going to go up and out. You're going to go up and out. Up and out. You're not going to see much difference in this first step, but trust me, you're going to go up and out. Up and out. All right, I'm going to hold it here. Up and out. Up and out. You're going to go up and out. How high you go up, that's up to you. Up and out. Up and out. And you're going to do this basically for every single step, up and out. And take your time. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. And you can start to see there's a slight fading happening. That's what we're going for. Like I said, it's not going to happen instantaneously. Up and out. Up and out. Right now we're at 2.5. Remember, we're at 2.5. You go around the perimeter of the head as many times as you need to. It doesn't have to be perfect at the first try. This is only your first haircut. I'm hoping that's why you're watching this video. Up and out. Up and out. Once you are satisfied with how much you faded with your first level, 2.5, now I'm going to go into level 2. 2. 2. Level 2. Yes, level 2. Just making sure. Now we're going to start again. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. The next level you do at 2.0, you're not going to have to bring your clippers as high up. In fact, the lower your levels are getting, the lower you'll have to elevate the clippers. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to the lower levels. Up and out. Up and out. I'm going to show you again. Up and out. Up and out. Repeat that to yourself like a mantra. Up and out. Go around the head as many times as you need to. There's no rush. You're doing fine. If you're feeling really fancy, you can even go ahead and just do this. Up and out, up and out, up and out. In one single motion. Although I do advise that you do this when you have a bit more practice. Right now, we're just working on the up and out. Up and out, up and out, up and out. A quick up and out. There we go. And you can see the line is starting to very slightly fade. Now that we did 2.0, we're going to do 1.5. 1, 1.5. 1, 1.5. We're going to do 1.5. Again, up and out. Up and out. For me, at 1.5 is when I really start to see the difference in the fade. Look, you can see that it's starting to fade a little bit more. Up and out. Up and out. Up and out. Okay, up and out. Up and out. I'm going to just do this. Be very patient when doing this. Don't be too hard on yourself. You're doing fine. And now let's get a little bit fancy with the quick motion. Up and out, up and out, up and out. As you can see, it's a very minuscule difference, but I'm just bringing it up ever so slightly. We want to create, as John McLean says, seamlessness. I hope that's not copyrighted. Up and out, up and out. And something you can even do is just straight up bring it like out, you know, out. You're going to determine the degree of up and out that you want to do. But the end result you're looking for is a fade. Up and out, up and out, up and out. Up and out, up and out, up and out. And now we're going to number 1. 1. Or 1.0, 1.5, 1. And now we're going to start up and out, up and out. See, this is where the fading really starts to take shape. I'm just going to speed this along, so I think you already get the up and out motion right now. Up and out, up and out. If you use a little bit more wrists, that's fine. If you want the motion to lie in your fingers, that's fine. Find a way that works for you. As long as it's polished, it's perfect. Right, now we can, like I said, we can even see the line even more defined now. And because we can't go any lower, we already did 1. We're going to go 0.5. 0, 0.5. 0.5. Some people call this lever open. This is just the way I know it. 0.5. And with this up and out, you have to be a bit more delicate, because if I take this up and out as high as I did with my number 2, I'm just going to create a whole ugly line that I have to then bring the fade a little bit higher up. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep this line right where it is, because this is where the fade is starting. A little bit up and out. Little up and out. Barely nothing. I'm going to get fancy, just for time's sake. I can imagine this video has been going on forever. Up and out, up and out, up and out. For level 0.5, I'm doing a very slight up and out. It's more like just an up at this point. A little bit up. Like I see, it's not completely stuck to the head. Not, well, on the head. It's a little bit like here. Just up and out. You're going to find what works for you on your own pace. Don't worry. Don't fret. You're fine. I can leave this as is because I'm pretty happy with the fade right now. But I can see a very slight line from that first line I created in the beginning. So I'm going to fade that even more. And I'm going to go to level 0. This is a barely nothing there, up and out. Find your line. And just a little up and out. Tiny, almost non-existent up and out. Take your time with it. This is just to erase that first line we did at the beginning. Up and out, up and out. Like I said, this works for whatever placement you did on the head. If you did it a little bit higher, if you did it a little bit lower, works for anything. If you want to do it in, what do you want to call it? I would call it an arrow motion. Like it starts here and it swoops down into a point. I can do a video on that if you want me to do that. Show you how to do it into a point. I'll be happy to do that if you want to watch it. Up and out, up and out. I do like to take my time with the final up and out because that's where I really want the fade to set in. If you need to polish it more, polish it more. You feel you need to go back to 1.5, go back to 1.5 and polish it. This is just how it works for me. I go from higher to lower and then I just blend them seamlessly. What I want to do is create seamlessness, which is what a fade is all about. Take your time, up and out as much as you need to. And I think I like the way it looks right now. Of course, like I said, not perfect, but it looks polished, and that to me is perfect. This comes with practice. This is just how I do them at home. I'm just going to clean it off with a little bit of powder. You're going to put some powder on your brush. And clean them off. With a soft hand to clean them off. If you feel you missed any spots on the bottom, go back to the level you used. Take care of them. No biggie, no sweat. And even if you did mess up beyond repair, it's okay. It's hair. It grows back. You can try again next month. And I like the way it looks, so I'm going to leave it as is. And for this top part, because he is growing it out, I'm just going to comb it out. Not going to do anything too fancy to it. We're not going to cut it. We're not going to trim it. We're just going to leave it as is. Just going to comb it out. And here's his hairstyle. And then when he turns his head, he likes to wear a little ponytail, and that really shows off his fade. Here's the fade. One little last tidbit, very, very last tidbit. get yourself, this is called a flat top comb. And you're gonna go on level 0. 0. Come over here. He has these little flyaways that I don't like. And this can really make or break the haircut. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place it right where I want them to be cut off. And with a steady hand, oh, sorry. And with a steady hand, cut it off. You can go around the head. If you need to lean it against the head, if you need to put it against the head, do whatever you need to. Just make sure it does what you want to. You can rest it on your finger. You can rest it on his own head. Like this one is, like these little tidbits. And that's just going to make the look, sorry, it's going to make the whole hairstyle look a bit more polished. And there you have it. Beginner's fade. Say bye.